Welcome to your deep dive. Ready to explore free will?
Always up for a good existential crisis. Let's do it.
All right. Today we're taking a unique approach to this age-old question. We're diving into a video by Badger the Inquisitor. Ever heard of him?
I have. He always has an interesting perspective on things, kind of a philosophical provocateur.
That's a great way to put it. And today he's tackling free will with a very interesting experiment, I guess you'd call it, the itch test.
Okay, I'm intrigued. How does one test free will with an itch?
Well, basically Badger's like, try not to scratch an itch.
Easier said than done, right?
Exactly. And that's his whole point. It seems simple, but that urge to scratch, that's him suggesting our biology, our bodies, might be calling the shots more than we think.
Wait.
So what do you make of this whole itch test idea? Is it a legitimate way to explore free will, or is Badger just, stretching at the surface here?
I actually think it's a pretty clever approach. It might seem kind of silly at first, this whole itch thing, but it really makes you feel that tension, right, between what we believe we control and what our bodies just kind of do automatically. There's this underlying philosophical debate, right? Determinism versus free will. And determinism argues that every single event, even our choices, is already predetermined, like a chain reaction set in motion long ago. And this itch test, it kind of subtly hints at that, at the possibility that some of our actions might be driven by forces we don't even realize.
It's a little unsettling when you put it like that. And it gets even more complex because Badger doesn't just stop at physical itches. He connects it to things like fear, anxiety, even those deep down desires we all have.
Right, exactly. Think about it. If a simple itch can take over our attention and make us do something, what does that say about, our ability to resist those bigger impulses, like managing strong emotions or making a really tough choice when we're being pulled in all these different directions?
So where does mindfulness and self-awareness come into play with all of this? Because you're right, it's not just about itching or not itching at this point.
It all ties in because those concepts, mindfulness, being present, it's about noticing, right?
Yeah.
Noticing those urges and thoughts without just automatically acting on them. It's like hitting the pause button before reacting.
So are we supposed to, meditate on every urge we have?
It's not really about achieving, perfect control. That's not realistic. It's more about just that awareness piece, like recognizing, oh, there's that urge. You feel that itch, whether it's literal or metaphorical, and that recognition is where the power lies.
Okay, so it's more about, recognizing the urge and then deciding how we're going to respond.
Yeah.
Not letting the urge or the itch call all the shots.
Exactly. Next time you find yourself reaching for that second cookie or hitting snooze for the 5th time, think of that itch test. Might just give you that extra beat to be like, okay, is this what I really want to do?
I like it, like hitting pause on autopilot. But it does make you wonder, right? If we are hardwired to respond to these itches, to these urges, does that mean that the very concept of free will is an illusion? Or is there something more to us than that, something beyond just our biology? Let us know what you think about all of this. Hit us up on social media with your thoughts on the itch test and the nature of free will. And until next time, happy diving.